The Patriots aren't being blown out. It's a miracle. It's 7-6 Buffalo. Why? I have no idea.
How? We don't know. It just is.
They're not playing well. It's just Buffalo sucks. So I don't know. No, I mean they've done pretty good. They're still having problems setting the edge, of course. I don't know why Buffalo just doesn't run to the outside every goddamn play. I really don't know what Buffalo's offensive game plan was because it's really stupid right now. They keep having Josh Allen shotgun pass. Why? What are you doing? New England cannot stop the run. Run outside. Stop having Allen throw. Run outside, and then you can set up deeper throws. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I mean, New England's strength is their secondary, and it's like Buffalo wants to beat their secondary.
Why?
Why?
You're not going
Just
to.
run against them. When their first drive that Buffalo did, where all they did was run outside mostly, they scored easily. Then I guess they looked at that, and I guess they thought it was an unfair advantage, so they stopped doing it. Oh, it's Buffalo. I mean, they try to find ways to lose to New England, so that's what they do. Cam Newton's having an okay game. He's managing the game, I guess. They had two good drives. Really, one saved by White. Another one, Izzo had a good catch. Admittedly, he's had two good catches in this game. Yep. I think Jacoby Myers having a great game.
So far, he is.
I think he should be the team's number one receiver. I don't know why he's not. They should definitely elevate him. I like Jacoby Myers. I think he's very good. There's nothing they can do, man. Sydney, I just don't think that they just don't have talent. I mean, all they've got is Jacoby Myers is their best receiver. He's good. I don't think he's great, but he's good. He's a good route runner. You don't have Edelman. Not that even when you did have Edelman was hobbled by a knee.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry is the worst number one first-round draft pick I've seen them take for a receiver. And, who else do they have? Demir Bird.
I can't say his last. I can't say
Oshesky.
I can't say his name.
The guy's a pure punt returner. They just don't have anybody. And you can run the ball, but the problem is that every team plays single high safety, or they play, nickel, or they play, with a whole bunch of guys up on the line. And Cam, for some reason, doesn't audible well. I don't know why.
Yes, I agree with you, Boston Sport Talk. Yep. I noticed on the touchdown that whole drive, there was a guy at the back of the end zone wide open.
Well, not the when they could have had a touchdown. There was a guy
on that drive. There was a guy wide open.
There was a guy open in the back of the end zone.
And then earlier in the game, in the first quarter, when he had that issue where he was indecisive, he could have ran. Why couldn't they get a veteran?
I don't know.
Beats me.
DeAndre Hopkins was on the trade market this year. Why not get Hopkins? Why not get
anybody?
I mean, Will Fuller you could trade for right now.
That's the rumor I keep seeing, is that they're going to trade with the Texans.
If they win this, look, this is what I think is going to happen. If they win this game,
then
they're in the division. They're going to make a move to get Will Fuller and probably J.J. Watt.
That's the rumor that keeps circulating.
Because that would shore up their two weaknesses.
Right.
Fuller's a great receiver. Not Hopkins, but he's great.
He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
He's fast. And he fits their skill set that they need. So you would make that move. If they lose this game, you're tanking for Trevor Lawrence. That's just reality.
They'll tank, yeah.
And you got to,
exactly
hope that the Jets win some games. But you have to win this game first. So otherwise, there's no point.
Agreed.
Yeah,
because if they lost this game, they would be 4 games behind Buffalo. There's no way.
Still it. It's no way. Obviously, you're not going to get a top 2 seed, but you can get the 4 seed and at least make the playoffs and not have an embarrassing year. Maybe even win the first round, as a home game. But they're just not a very good team. Sorry to say. They just don't have receiver talent. They just don't. I like Myers. I think you can build around him to an extent. He can be a number 2, maybe a number 3 receiver. But the rest of the receiving core, I just think is terrible. Defense is good, but they need a J.J. Watt. They need a Dante Hightower back. That's what they need.
Right.
You do that, defense is good.
All those guys will maybe come back next year
or
if the situation changes, but
you need an elite edge rusher to compensate them, and they don't have that.
They had Van Noy, but they traded him away.
Van Noy's not an elite edge rusher, but they had Chandler Jones years ago. They had
Trey Flowers.
Trey Flowers, Trey Flowers.
That's what I was thinking of.
Trey Flowers not an elite edge rusher, but he's a good edge rusher. Chandler Jones is an elite edge rusher. But they just don't get these guys. They don't want to spend for some reason.
No.
So
they have cap.
They do have cap. Here's the problem, though. You're going to have to franchise tag Cam Newton if they have a decent year. Because you can't let a guy of his talent go.
No, they can't do that.
Unless he sucks. If they don't do any good and he sucks anyway, then okay, you can let him go. But if he, salvages this, they salvage this team, you're going to have to pay him.
Keep him.
And then you're screwed. So
it looked a little dicey in the first quarter, but that drive in the second quarter looked a lot better.
One thing I think they got to do with Cam, they got to tell him, look, if there's open field for you to run,
go.
Stop looking downfield, run.
Just go.
Just assume nobody's open and go. Remove that decision because he's thinking about it.
Right.
And you can tell he's thinking about it because he wants to push the ball downfield. Dude, you don't have receivers. You have scrub A and scrub B and scrub C. Just run. Run. If you have the field, run. And for some reason, he does this thing where he's like, oh, no, should I? No. And then by the time he decides, he's sacked.
Right.
So, and that's not how Cam was on Carolina. So I'm guessing they told Cam tone down his running. But you're in a desperate situation now. Now, all bets are off. He's got to run if he can run. If you were 4-2, okay, yeah, sure. Tone down his running. But he's got to carry the ball 15, 20 times if necessary.
Right.
Because otherwise you're screwed.
Yeah.
I know they don't want to do that, but what choice do you have? I think Baltimore's beating Pittsburgh, right?
Right now they are.
I still think Pittsburgh's going to win that division. I think Pittsburgh's a better team. But whatever. The Jets are making a run against Kansas City. They were last I checked, which is funny. They were coming back.
That's what they're talking about right now is that whole game on the halftime.
So Patriots, if the defense continues to lock down Buffalo, they get another good turnover, they can turn this game around and win.
Oh, no, the Jets are not playing very well. They only have 9.
Oh, they blew it now? Okay. Well, last I checked, it was 9-14. So I guess Kansas City scored again. Josh Allen's I don't think, playing particularly well.
The conditions there are pretty rough.
I'm not a Josh Allen fan. Sorry, guys. I don't like him as a quarterback. I don't think he's going to be that great. I could be wrong. I'd like to be wrong. I don't like when guys fail, but he's always had an accuracy problem until this year, and it's just hard to.
I just saw that Miami is blowing out the Rams. They have 3 or 4 turnovers.
Yeah, Tua is playing well.
Well, their defense is playing better. That's the problem. Is Miami's defense has 3 or 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Well, the Rams have the turnover. You know what I mean?
To be fair to Allen in this game, his one pick was not his fault. That was Stephon Diggs' fault. I don't know what Stephon Diggs was doing.
Ran the wrong way.
But if you're called an in route and you run an out route, what are you doing? Because the ball's not even going to be close to you. So, Diggs took responsibility for it. I knew right away the wrong route.
Yeah.
There's no way Allen's going to throw an in route when you're running an out route to the sideline. Given the time, you probably should have called an out route. I don't know why they called an in route because I think it was 2 minutes, right? So you would want to run those out routes. So I can see why Diggs would get confused, but it's still inexcusable for a guy that's a veteran. So it led to a pick. They're lucky it wasn't a pick 6 because, if Jackson doesn't lose his balance, he probably scores. But whatever. I think we need one more big turnover to win this game, but
I think that's the end.
Right now, White and Myers, and to a lesser extent Izzo, carrying the game. So for the offense, so we'll see. We get one or 2 more big plays, and they can win. But my guess is they're going to lose this game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But we'll see what happens.
Maybe
they got a chance.
Maybe they'll get lucky.
Maybe they surprise us, and then we can look to see if they can make a move on Will Fuller or
somebody.
Maybe Njoku.
There's rumors the Falcons have Jones available on the block. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, but
you could make an offer. The Falcons are terrible. If you could get Julio Jones, but you're probably better off Will Fuller. I think he would cost you less.
Oh, definitely he would.
And you probably want a tight end too, maybe like an Njoku. And then somebody in the middle.
And that's
somebody run stopper, J.J. Watt, maybe. Is anybody going to want to deal with New England? I don't know. If they lose this game, we can probably say goodbye to Gilmore. You can say goodbye to Jones because they're just going to trade all these guys for draft capital.
Yep.
And they're just going to kill the whole rest of the team. So.
Yep.
And tank for Lawrence.
Or somebody.
Try to trade up for him if you need to, but it is what it is. We'll see. These games are just really boring to watch, guys. Sorry. Oh, and I'm changing my format for the foreseeable future because of my stupid carpal tunnel. I can't really take notes on the game, so we're just going to be briefly recapping games.
You say briefly every time, and then they wind up being 20 minutes.
I can't go through the whole game because my wrist kills me if I type. So, sorry about that. Hopefully this carpal tunnel will heal, but who knows? I'm on steroids for it, so we'll see. I'm sure the game's coming back, so let's go.
That's why I keep looking.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Go New England, shitty team. Whatever. We've been through it before. I mean, they were bad in the 90s. They were bad in the 80s. Bad in the 70s. Bad. Well, they made the Super Bowl in 95, I think, but, whatever. Back to the dark ages, probably. All right. Take care.
You don't have to do this every time. Yeah.